Welcome everybody, I'm your host Infinite and we are back bringing another BDSP Wi-Fi battle. This is going to be our second upload using our Pikachu team, and we found our opponent Davelow in the battle room, and while he's got a really cool looking team, Gliscor, Blaziken, Dragonite, what an awesome core. That is a really threatening looking team, but we have our thoughts and our ideas. And can we get our trusty Pikachu team to do some work this battle? Stay tuned to find out. I want to thank you guys so much again for continuing to stop in and continuing to support. If you're enjoying the content, feel free to hit that thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and let me know what you guys are thinking below. So as we begin this battle, our opponent decides to lead off with the Gliscor, and I'm going to lead off with our Wigglytuff. Now I'm going to prioritize rocks. I saw that he's got a Blaziken and Dragonite. I want to break that multi-scale. Blaziken usually runs Focus Sash. Our opponent here goes for the Swords Dance on turn 1 and raises his attack as we try to get these rocks up for some residual damage. I'm honestly not too scared of this Gliscor here, who poisons himself because of his poison heal ability. I'm just going to set a Reflect. Our opponent has other ideas, decides to go for the knockoff, knocks off my light clay item right before I hit the Reflect, so instead of 8 turns on that Reflect, we only get 5, but that's okay, as now I'm going to go for a little bit of damage against this Gliscor, as he shows the dig here, not Earthquake, so we miss our Dazzling Gleam. Now we get to just switch into the Mantine here, a flying type to avoid the ground type move dig, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go right out into the Mantine to block this dig from coming in. And yeah, he misses that, doesn't affect the Mantine. And now we get to go for the 4-time super effective Ice Beam and see what this Gliscor wants to do. He does have a Swords Dance in, so I'm not sure if he wants to stay in. He actually does decide to stay in, go for the big knockoff on the Mantine, as we get a massive Ice Beam off here. And that absolutely destroys that Gliscor in one hit. Knocks out the Gliscor, and Mantine claims its first KO. As here, our opponent decides to switch into the Umbreon, which is a good switch. Now, Umbreon's special defense is super high, so I think we're going to switch out the Mantine here. And I have a few answers for this Umbreon in the Wigglytuff and the Volbeat as well as the Arcanine. So what I'm going to do here is just swap right out into the Wigglytuff and see what type of set he's running on this Umbreon here. We found it's got leftovers, and he goes for the Yawn. Okay, I'm not too concerned about the Yawn. I will go to sleep at the end of next turn if I stay in, which I think I am going to do, because right there you notice the Reflect wears off. So if this Umbreon has Protect, he can go for that. He'll block a move, but I'm just going to go ahead and set another Reflect, get another screen up. We'll see what our opponent wants to do now. He actually decides Foul Play. Doesn't do much to the Wigglytuff. As we get another Reflect up, and we will be going to sleep this turn, but I'm totally okay with that, as we're just going to wait out these sleep turns. And yeah, so now our Wigglytuff is slumped. He's actually the team member that I'd be okay with being asleep, as we have to burn a guaranteed first turn of sleep here, so we're just going to stay in. As the Umbreon actually shows Substitute on this turn, so he brings in a Substitute at the cost of a little HP. Now he's got a little bit of a barrier going. So sleep is either 1, 2, or 3 turns. I'm actually hoping to wake up here and break this Substitute, as our opponent just continues to go for foul plays, and behind a Reflect, it's just not going to do much. It's not very effective anyway. We do wake up on the second turn, go for the Dazzling Gleam. Super effective, and it's more than enough to break that Substitute. As now we just stay in, and we're just going to go for another Dazzling Gleam here. Super effective against this Umbreon. As our opponent decides to withdraw this time. Goes out into the Milo. Takes a little bit of rock damage. Get that Dazzling Gleam off. Does a little bit of damage, about a quarter. And here I'm thinking that I'm just going to stay in. Wigglytuff has done its job. I'm just going to click Dazzling Gleam, let this Melodic go for a big Surf. That knocks out the Wigglytuff, but Wigglytuff did more than enough this battle. Got the rocks up. And that's going to come in clutch against that Dragonite and that Blaziken. So now we get a free switch here. And who else other than our trusty friend, good old Pikachu. Pikachu gets to come in here. And I don't expect this Melodic to want to stay in, honestly. I mean, he knows I could send a big electric attack that Melodic's way. So I'm going to go for the substitute, and sure enough, yeah, our opponent decides to switch. He goes into his electric type, the Luxray, which probably would have eaten up an electric attack, but we didn't go for that. We went for the substitute, and now it's our turn to create a barrier. And now we got a good battle of electric types. He burns himself with the Flame Orb to boost his attack there, as now we just get to go for the Surf. We'll see if we're faster. We are faster than the Luxray, and we get a big Surf off here against this Luxray. Does over half in damage, and we stay behind the substitute. The Luxray goes for the Facade. That's a big damage that will definitely break that substitute. But now we know we're faster. We know we're faster than this Luxray. Luckily we set that substitute off to guarantee 2 turns, and we get to go for another big Surf. Opponent decides to stay in with the Luxray. And Pikachu claims a KO there. I love this Pikachu set. This Pikachu set is just full of tricks with the Thunder, the Surf, the substitute. And we're able to knock out that Luxray. In comes the Umbreon again. This is a good switch for our opponent because, like I mentioned earlier, Umbreon's special defense is just through the roof. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to switch out into the Volbeat. The Volbeat has super effective damage. If this Umbreon wants to go for a Yawn, I can easily just U-turn out instead of switching. I don't have to go to sleep there, as he just opts for the Foul Play again. And that does a little bit of damage, not too much to the Volbeat. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually I don't wanna paralyze him because he could synchronize that with his ability onto me, and I'd be paralyzed as well. I'm actually gonna set a screen here just to get it up. Let's see what our opponent wants to go for here. As he does opt for the Yawn, so this is exactly why I wanted to leave the Volbeat out, in case he wanted to Yawn again, which he does do. And now I get to go for the super effective U-turn to hop up out of there. That way Yawn doesn't put me to sleep. So go for the U-turn here. Hit that Umbreon. Does good damage for a Volbeat. Back to the party he goes. Now I have to switch in something, and honestly I'm thinking Arcanine here. Now if our opponent goes for Foul Play, it's gonna hurt, but we do have close combat after. He does go for the Foul Play. Arcanine's attack is huge, and that does about 2/3, a little over 2/3 damage to my Arcanine, which is unfortunate. But now we get to just go for a massive close combat. Hopefully he stays in. He does. Close combat, absolutely annihilates that Umbreon. Down goes the Umbreon. And this thing was a nuisance that I absolutely needed out of the way. So you love to see it. Umbreon battle is over. So we'll see what our opponent wants to switch into now. Okay, this is exactly why I wanted rocks. We break the Dragonite's multi-scale, which means that it doesn't take damage at full health as much. So we are, I'm expecting either a Dragon Dance or Extreme Speed. I'm gonna go for my own Extreme Speed just to get off damage here. Yeah, we do about a third, does good damage. We'll see what he goes for. So he goes for the Extreme Speed. If he would have went for Dragon Dance, I would have punished that really hard with an Extreme Speed next turn. He gets the knockout. Our Arcanine faints, but did do work, took out that Umbreon and got an Extreme Speed hit. So now we just go right into Volbeat here. Volbeat is, like I mentioned last battle, such an amazing support Pokemon with Prankster. I'm going to try to paralyze this Dragonite. Maybe he goes for Dragon Dance, we'll see. Go for the Thunder Wave. We missed the Thunder Wave, so we do not get to paralyze this Dragonite, as he just goes right for the big dragon move. The Outrage absolutely annihilates the Volbeat, and we faint there. That's a little bit of an unfortunate turn. But now I know our opponent is actually locked into Outrage. He can't choose anything else. It's a 2 to 3 turn move. We get to come in with our pretty fast Mantine now. This Mantine is offensive. We are faster than the Dragonite. We get a massive Ice Beam off. And down goes the Dragonite. So Mantine claims another KO there. And I'm realizing that without that Luxray, Mantine matches up really well into our opponent's team. So let's see what he wants to do. As Mantine is a huge threat. He goes out into the Melodic again, who has to take rocks damage. And yeah, we're just going to stay in. We're going to hope for an Air Slash flinch. Go for the Air Slash. See how much damage we're doing. Quite a bit. And we do get the flinch on the Melodic. So that's absolutely perfect for us. We just stay in here. Go for another big Air Slash to try to get this KO. And down goes the Melodic. So we do not take damage there, which was absolutely perfect. And now our opponent is down to his last Pokemon. It's that Blaziken. What a scary Pokemon Blaziken is, but you know what? Mantine is the perfect counter. I'm a water flying type. This is a fire fighting. We're going to go right for the air. Super effective Air Slash. As our opponent goes for Detect. So this tells me that this Blaziken's ability is Speed Boost. Let's see. Yeah, sure enough, he's got the Speed Boost. Now, I don't know what the rest of his moveset is, but if he's got a Fire and a Fighting move, both not very effective. Oh, he goes for the Swords Dance. So, yeah, he needed to up his attack here to try to do any damage to this Mantine. Hoping for a miss. He doesn't get it. You get the massive Air Slash off. And that knocks out the Blaziken, and the Blaziken faints there. And that's the battle, guys. Hey, thank you so much. I'm really happy to see that our Pikachu team worked again. I appreciate you guys continuing to come out, continuing to support. I know Scarlet and Violet is right around the corner, and I have some really cool ideas coming out before then. And then when that game comes out, you already know we're pushing high ranks on the ladder. So thanks again, guys. We will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day, night, morning, wherever you're at. And I'm out.